I'm on this link right now, which is SGT report talking about this. Let me just show you some of the evidence with this. Here, iMessage with Claire Grant, and this gets really weird here. This is where I started freaking out how weird this thing is. Claire Grant, hey Claire Bear, you around this afternoon want to pick up those crystals? And it says Claire Grant right here, okay? And it's a message post that I guess was posted on one of the chants. Said, and it's just a normal message. You can see it. Bunch of errands. Seth is working from home. You know, there are more text messages here where he was invited to Seth and Claire's annual nug hunt. Annual nug hunt. Interesting visuals on that, actually. So there's that. It shows that. Here's another text message with Claire that says, Claire Bear, hey, I'm going out of town for a while, and I'd love to see your face before I go and also get that crystal guy to you. Hi, we're in New York City. Back Monday. When are you leaving? Okay, so there's evidence that they're friends. This is where I really flipped out. But I read this, and he says he's going to go get the crystal guy to you. And I'm going to tell you, this is very complicated. I thought at first I saw this, and two of the text messages, they talked about getting crystals. You know, I'm like, these guys are talking about crystal meth. People are into crystals, right? And actually, Isaac Kappy's into crystals. And it's true. He's way into crystals. So he said he hasn't done crystal meth. Because he's way into crystals, I wouldn't even suggest that he was talking about crystal meth. I don't think I can. He's way into crystals. Could totally be talking about crystals. Crystals. He denies doing crystal meth, you know? So, crystals. Okay, so I'm going to say, based on that, I have no evidence to suggest that they're talking about drugs. Okay, when I saw it, it was weird.
Hey, where's my phone call? Ow!
This allegedly is from a Facebook conversation with Claire Grant, between Claire Grant and one of my listeners who called in after the interview yesterday on my Twitch stream, if you want to hear what he said. He believes that Claire Grant is innocent. Claire Grant wrote back, yeah, there's a guy out there we knew in real life through mutual friends. We're pretty sure he's having some kind of psychotic break. We've notified the police, and they're keeping an eye on him. Unfortunately, anyone can say anything, especially on the internet. And in response to another part of it, truly, people are trolling us left and right, sending us death threats. That guy, this is news. Because she says that guy actually hand wrote me 2 different death threats. Once in August and another in January. He needs help. Okay, so here's something about his interaction with the LAPD. Oh, interesting. What is this story? Unfortunately, I didn't look into this. Is this okay? Okay, let me read this. This is when the situation really got crazy. Coincidentally, the night before I was to leave Los Angeles to go back to New Mexico, I was on the patio at the Thirsty Cow with my roommate, Anthony. I noticed a man walk by, looking at me and talking on his phone, paying very close attention. He walked away, then 10 minutes or so later came back, still scoping me out, still on the phone. My spidey senses were off the charts, so I decided to follow him. I kept a decent distance, but he saw me following him. When he got back to his car, he pulled out a bulletproof jacket from the back seat and put it on. At this point, I went back to the bar. Went in and told my roommate, Anthony, that I wanted to leave. We headed on foot to the Black Cat. We went inside. and we're near the front entrance. There was a man in a Juventus jersey at the bus stop that wouldn't stop staring at me. I tried to ignore him, but he just stood there staring. I went to the back of the restaurant near the bathrooms, just stood there waiting. Probably there for 10 minutes. At this point, I started texting people I could possibly stay with. Well, wouldn't you know it, the guy from the bus stop comes walking around the corner. I said Forza Juventus to him and quickly took off to grab Anthony, who went across the bar to Stella. Tried to impress upon Anthony that I really wanted to get out of Silver Lake, but he didn't realize how much I wanted to leave. So I left myself on foot. I arrived at the 7-Eleven in Santa Monica and Virgil. There was a large group of LAPD officers in the parking lot. I asked them to arrest me because I thought I would be safer in jail. They declined and laughed at me. At this point, my phone was dead. I went across the street from the 7-Eleven to the Virgil, hoping I could charge my phone, hide out. Ended up running into an acquaintance. She called him a lift. She called me a lift, and I took a ride to my buddy Kyle Newman's house because I felt I needed to tell him right away about the pedo stuff with Seth and Claire. My adrenaline was going, and I sure as shit didn't want to go home. Anyway, I got to Kyle's house, and he wasn't home. Took a walk, came back when he and his wife were close, and went over there. Came to talk to me for a bit. It was a quick rundown. Told his wife, He told his wife, who then proceeded to call the cops on me because she was frightened, which is very understandable. Officers Diaz and De Vera arrived and cuffed me, and we talked, and I basically told them the situation. They were actually really receptive, and the best part of that awful night. I told them it would probably be in their best interest, their interest of personal safety, if they didn't take this issue to the higher-ups. They suggested taking me to a mental health facility to check myself in. I've gotten conflicting reports from LAPD about where exactly I was taken. They suggested taking me to a mental health facility to check myself in. I have gotten conflicting reports from LAPD about where exactly I was taken. I wanted them to put me in jail instead, but they wouldn't do it, so I agreed to go to a mental health facility in Culver City. Spent the night there. People working there were like, why the hell are you here? Right. I left the morning, got text calls from Kyle and Tyler. Okay, Tyler and Kyler. I'd actually reached out to Tyler the night before. He didn't want to intervene at all. I trusted Tyler. Anyways, he called a few later. Tyler called a few days later and told me he had spoken to John Brennan about me. Tyler said I had been under surveillance for quite some time. They were about to van me, and that if I didn't talk about politics online, they were going to let it slide. Also, Tyler stressed that he was doing me a huge favor by intervening. Yes, this sounds weird, since the threat should have been don't reveal the pedo stuff, but that's what it was. So, another out-of-this-world story, Another out-of-this-world story. I can understand, I can understand people saying it's crazy to talk about this stuff. I'm trying to show you all the sides of it. And now it's being picked up. And now it's being picked up by others and promoted. So, I can't say I'm promoting it. I can't say I'm promoting Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, who blocked me on Twitter. Can't say I'm promoting Isaac Kappy. There are different ways to look at this. What can I say? There are different ways to look at this. More accusations might come out. So,
clown your friends, clown your family, clown your enemies. You've been clowned.
All right, so Paris Jackson and Seth Green are alleged victims of Isaac Kappy. Isaac Kappy, this guy is threatening a shootout with the cops. You might say, what are you talking about? He's not threatening a shootout with the cops. But there's this tweet here. In light of the interesting traffic by my house, I want to make something crystal clear. Make no mistake, assets are in place. And if you kill me or even try, it would rain 50 cows in the Hollywood Hills. So this is the tweet that sparked the investigation into Kappy. The LAPD Threat Management Division has opened an investigation to Isaac Kappy on Friday for alleged harassment and stalking of Seth Green and his wife. Okay, Kappy has repeatedly accused Seth of pedophilia in these rambling videos that he's putting on the internet. Allegedly, he also grabbed Paris by the throat. Obviously, this is a claim. Not sure if that assault actually happened, but what I do know is he tweeted this out, basically threatening the police that it would rain 50 cows in the Hollywood Hills, and it's not going to end up good for Isaac Kappy, right, being investigated by the LAPD.
There is this crazy thing going on in Hollywood right now where the LAPD Threat Management Department is involved in a case with Paris Jackson, Seth Green, and Seth's wife because a guy, this actor whose name is Isaac Kappy, he has been going after them, and it reached a boiling point when he basically put out on social media that he was going to have a shootout with the LAPD.
That he's ready for a armed and ready for a shootout is what he said. But this goes back to, it starts with, according to, it seems like he has been harassing or even stalking Seth Green and his wife. And we're going to show you some bizarre letters that he's written there. In some of those letters, and the letters are really bizarre as well, Brad, because you're right, he does sort of declare his love and concern and care for Seth and his wife Claire, but he also talks about, you know, there's a part where it sounds like he's predicting some sort of doom. He says, in the interest of self-preservation, I have implemented a series of triggering events should I meet an untimely demise.
So, look, this is really concerning to a lot of people. I know everything I'm hearing is Seth Green and his wife are extremely upset about this, and as is Paris Jackson, because apparently this guy is privately going after her as well. Paris Jackson, he allegedly choked her about a month ago, and is on the attack against her too. So LAPD Threat Management is involved in this. They all know each other. It turned out before this guy went off the rails, and you know that's what people around him are saying, that they had this thing called game night.
They were friends,
all of them
and they
were together, and they would get together and have fun.
And it was during one of those game night parties where he allegedly choked Paris about a month ago. So it's a strange situation, but here's where police said the final straw for police came on Friday when Kappy tweeted this. He said, "In light of the interesting traffic happening around my house, I want to make something crystal clear. While I am a very strong advocate of peaceful disclosure, make no mistake, assets are in place, and if you kill me or even try, it will rain .50 caliber in the Hollywood Hills."